Good morning. It's a mild spell at the moment and I'm going to see if I can tempt a bream or possibly a very early tench. Hence, that's the approach that I'm going for on this particular session. I've put some bait out there, some brown crumb and corn, and now I've cast out. What will I be back with? Well, be nice to catch anything, I suppose, but if I could get my target, that's great. But as in fishing in general, you just never know what turns up, do you? The rod tip wrapped around, I struck, started to play a fish. Within a few seconds, I saw what it was. A great surprise indeed. I wondered why it was quiet, because fish like this will keep the smaller roach away, and it's the smaller roach that sometimes give the bigger fish confidence to feed. Nevertheless, although it's unorthodox in terms of a catch on the bait that I was using, nevertheless, I'm not a blanker. Back home, showered, changed, ready for my weekly recording with Jeff Pearson, where I talk angling on Colwyn Bay's Bayside Radio. Before I do though, a shout out to Colin Brettle and Andy Painter. Thanks for your comments in the guest book on Man Cave and football respectively. Right, let's get the headset on and chat with Jeff. Yeah, I think that's where knowing your own venues in your own local area is important, and especially when we're talking about sea fishing now, because you can get some really strong winds when you're on the coast, and of course the strong winds will then produce quite big crashes of waves on the rocks. We're talking about rock fishing here, so therefore you can, as I've said, work out a particular place that based on the wind direction will be a little bit more sheltered, maybe. Could be in a cove, could be the angle of the rocks that come out, the wind's deflected so that you're able to present a bait. But it's all about knowing your own local area and also having a portfolio of venues so that depending on the conditions, whether it's wind or something else, such as the temperature maybe, thinking more of coarse fishing now, but you can then decide to fish a particular place rather than the one that you would have maybe gone to as first choice, because you know that it will be much more favourable in terms of conditions, and especially the wind, which is to answer the question about light rock fishing. You can catch bass all through the year, but predominantly we would think of them as a summer species. So therefore, whether you're lure fishing, as Neil asks there in the question, or you're fishing with bait, then you would still be going to fish in the summer because that's when the bass will be there.